Hello, I'm Fiona Q from Style Liberation and also the founder of the Facebook group 35 Plus Where to Shop. We help women 35 plus to create a wardrobe full of outfits that they absolutely love without having to start from scratch. And we do that through our face-to-face consultations, which include color, style, wardrobe and shopping, but also through our online program, the Style Transformation, and then our membership, the Super Stylers as well. Now, I've decided to pop in today and answer or talk about this topic because we notice a lot of people joining our Facebook group 35 Plus, Where to Shop. One of the biggest frustrations or challenges that they are having with their wardrobe is just even getting started with it, thinking about tackling their wardrobes because they feel really overwhelmed in terms of sorting through what they have, either because they've got so many pieces and they don't know where to start, or they just don't know where they should be focusing their attention in terms of pulling together a wardrobe where everything mixes and matches to create a wardrobe full of outfits that they absolutely love. And I can see that we've got some people joining us live, so thank you so much for tuning in. So, how do we get to this situation where tackling our wardrobe feels quite overwhelming? Look, as someone who is an image consultant and stylist, I should have my wardrobe completely and utterly under control. However, another reason I decided to put together this video is because I did find that last year my wardrobe got a little bit like this on the left-hand side here, a little bit out of control. And for me, I like to have things in order, for things to feel like, I can get it at a moment's notice. But sometimes we end up with wardrobes that feel a little bit overwhelming. Hi, Angela. Yes, it has been a long time. But sometimes it can feel really, really overwhelming because we've got so much stuff in our wardrobes. And how does this actually happen? Well, some of the reasons that it happens is because our sizing changes or we fluctuate in size. So we have lots of items in there for different sizes that we are. And sometimes things are fitting and not fitting. Sometimes we have more items in our wardrobe or it's not as organized as what we want, simply because we're just so time poor and we've added pieces to our wardrobe for whatever reason, and we haven't had time to take other pieces away that are no longer working for us or are tired and a bit worn out. So that's some of the reasons why we can sometimes feel a little bit overwhelmed with our wardrobe. So what I wanted to share with you today as well is some of the key ways to remove that overwhelm. And there's two key things that we're going to look at. The first one is how to get started when it feels too overwhelming. And the second is the questions you need to be asking yourself when you assess each item. So let's have a look at how to actually get started without that overwhelm. Now, if you take a look at at your wardrobe and there's lots and lots of pieces in there, absolutely. It is going to feel so overwhelming and off-putting to get started. And we hear this from our wardrobe clients all the time because they'll look at it and go, you know what, it's too hard. And we've got so many other competing priorities that it's like, okay, I'm just going to go and do something else that I can tick off my list rather than dealing with that. However, knowing that you can have a wardrobe where you open it up in the morning, it's so much easier to get ready because you can find everything and you can create lots of different outfits because you can actually see what you have. It is worth spending the time, but not necessarily a whole day doing it. So what I recommend in terms of getting started is just start with one section of your wardrobe. That's it. I don't want you doing a whole wardrobe in one session. I want you to start with just one section. It's our job to do a whole wardrobe in one session, but for you, choose one. Choose something simple like, for example, on the screen, some tops, or start with jeans, or even start with accessories or shoes, for example. Just start with one part of your wardrobe and then dedicate some time over a week or a month or a couple of months to tackle each part of your wardrobe. We completely understand that we all have competing priorities. This is just a simple thing that you can do in terms of just getting a little bit more order and structure in what's going on in your wardrobe. Let's then move on. When you are just tackling one part of your wardrobe, and let's just say we're going to say tops for this example. There are 5 questions that we want you to ask when you assess each piece. And the first question that you want to ask is it in good condition? Is this piece of or this top in really great condition? So what we mean by that, does it have stains on it that you just may need to go and deal with? Don't put it back in your wardrobe. Take it out, because the worst thing is going to put together an outfit on a morning where you're rushing out the door, you put it on and you go, oh crap, it's got that stain on it. Take that stress out. If you've got it removed from your wardrobe, it doesn't become an option and you're not going to get frustrated or annoyed in the morning. So anything that needs to be dealt with in terms of stains or repairs, take it out. If it's beyond repair, then discard. And we'll talk about some other options a little bit later on when we look at the other questions. So that's the first thing. Is it in good condition? Is it something that you can wear outside of the house? And if it's not, and something can be done about it in terms of repair or cleaning, then put it in a separate pile to be dealt with. That's why, again, we say just one section, because doing for all of it might be a little bit overwhelming. The second thing that you want to assess, is it really and truly your style personality? And you've probably heard myself and Christy and Emma talk about this time and time again. It's the alien effect, when something doesn't feel like you. And sometimes those things stay in your wardrobe, languishing away there, in the hope that one day it might feel like you. But if it doesn't, let it go. You really can't cheat with it if it doesn't feel like you. So, for example, if you're someone who's really quite classic and relaxed, and then you opt for something with puff sleeves and lots of frills and flowers on it, it's not going to feel like you. That is perfect and beautiful for your feminines and elegance, but for you, or creative, but for you, it doesn't feel right. So, with that type of item, put in another pile for your discard or donate pile. That's where that should be going. The third question that you want to ask, is it your color? Now, you can cheat with color, absolutely. But when you work off a color palette where everything in your wardrobe will then mix and match, and this is sometimes where the wardrobe gets a little bit out of control. When we bring in pieces that don't sit beautifully within your color palette, or a color palette that you're working with, we often have to buy extra pieces to make that particular item work. And that's where I say your wardrobe then starts breeding. It starts getting bigger and bigger and can sometimes get out of control. So working off a color palette, 1, enables you to have everything in your wardrobe that mixes and matches. And 2, you'll look amazing and fabulous in. Now, if the style personality of the piece is spot on, and the next factor is spot on, which is the fit, you can always cheat with color, but just be aware it's not going to work as hard for you as the pieces that are within your color palette will work. So is it your color? That's another assessment to make as to whether or not it's worth really keeping in your wardrobe and taking up that valuable real estate. The next question to ask is, does it fit? Now, in terms of fit, there's a couple of things here around. So the obvious thing to think about is sizing. So is it too big? Is it too small? And in terms of sizing, we do see, and same for me, we have pieces in our wardrobe that might be a little tight or a little bit small for us at the moment. And we might also have pieces that are a little bit on the larger size as well. So depending on where you are in terms of your health goals and things like that, if it's something that you don't think you'll be wearing again in terms of size, then it's time to let it go. If it's something that you're working towards, either a smaller size or a larger size, then it might be worth removing it then from your main wardrobe and putting it in what we call the maybe section. So usually we ask you to put that in a section that's not in your room or in your wardrobe, just to remove it as a distraction. Because it's one of those things that you'll see it in your wardrobe and it's not something that you can wear at the moment. And it can become quite frustrating when we reach for things and it's taking up space and distracting you from the options that you have that will really, really work for you. So In terms of sizing, does it fit? If it's a size that you plan to get back into, then put it in a separate wardrobe. If it's a size that you're not planning to get back into, then moving it on with that. The other thing with fit is, does it fit in a way that makes you feel great? And also, does it fit in a way that creates balance and proportion for you? And this is often where we're talking about alterations in terms of maybe taking up the length of a skirt or a dress, or playing around with the sleeve length so that it's more flattering for you. Or is it that it just needs to be taken up the top so it sits well around the bust? That's also something else that you might want to take into consideration here in terms of the fit. So again, just because it requires some alteration, if the style personality is right and the color's right, it's definitely worth getting the alteration done. So again, remove it from the wardrobe and put it in your alteration pile. If it doesn't fit style personality, it doesn't fit color palette, and it's not fitting, then I would also put that in your discard or donate pile too. Then we're looking at the fifth question, and that is, can I wear it 3 ways? Now, I'm sharing a sneaky pic from our Super Styler member, Siona. And Siona took part in our monthly challenge, which is called One Piece 3 Ways. And she had this gorgeous dress. And this month's challenge was to actually choose something from your discard or donate pile and see if you can make it work and reincorporate it back into your wardrobe. And you can see Siona's fantastic outfit combinations here. And this is the challenge. We want what we have in our wardrobe to work really hard. We want to be able to actually dress it up or down, but we also may want to wear it across seasons as well. This is the key, I guess, to creating that sustainable wardrobe. It's by wearing your pieces more, really getting the value out of them so that we don't have to keep buying more pieces, which then keeps expanding our wardrobe as well. So can you wear one piece of clothing at least 3 ways? And even when we take clients shopping, when we sit down at the end and assess what we've put on hold, we do actually say, can you wear that 3 ways? And if you can't, then you just leave it. And if you feel like you can't wear it 3 ways, then that might be a reason to also move that piece on. There might be a few exceptions to this in terms of, very extreme formal wear, for example. But in most cases, we are very open to the challenge of being able to wear one piece, even a dress, 3 different ways and 3 different contexts. So that's a challenge for you there. So they're the key questions to ask yourself. So in terms of tackling your wardrobe, you want to be able to just focus on one area of it at a time to reduce that overwhelm. And then you've got those 5 questions. Is it in good condition? Is it your style personality? Does it go with your color palette? Does it fit? And can I wear it 3 different ways? So this is something that we teach as part of our face-to-face consultations and also our online program, The Style Transformation. And Wendy really benefited from understanding that, you can do so much more with less. Now, we're not saying that you have to completely cut back and, only have 33 items in your wardrobe. However, the more space that you give to items in your wardrobe, it's easy to see how many different outfits that you can create with less pieces. So that is really the key that we are trying to share with people, is that you can do so much. You can create so many interesting and exciting outfits with less pieces. So what's the action I would love you to take coming out of this? So what I'd love you to think about is to just this weekend, choose one area of your wardrobe that you want to focus on. And if you feel up for it, I'd really love you to post it in the comments below of what area that you would like to tackle this weekend, whether it's tops, jumpers, activewear, shoes, dresses, just one area to do. Then what we'd like you to do is to ask the 5 questions. What to assess each piece. And then from there, you're going to put into different piles of your keep pile, your discard, donate pile, alter mend pile, and also an extra pile, which is called the play pile. So for those that you're not sure that you can do one piece 3 ways or that particular item 3 ways, we want you to put that in the play pile. And then stay tuned next week because I'm going to share with you how to play with your pieces. So how about it's very much about how you can do so much more with less, but that you don't have to start from scratch in your wardrobe if you undertake this sort of wardrobe review or wardrobe revamp. So I'm going to share that with you next week. Now, if you are interested in more, next month on the 16th and 17th of March, I'm just putting it out there now because I know some people like to be super organized and put these dates in their diary. But if you're really keen to find out more, we are running our masterclass, The Wardrobe Revamp, which is the 3 secrets to creating a wardrobe full of outfits you love without having to start from scratch. So we do go into more depth in relation to what those 3 secrets are. So that is on the 16th and 17th of March next month, and we would love you to join us. So keep an eye out. We'll be sharing the links on how to join us for that very soon. If you've got any questions, I'll be around now to answer those in the comments section. But it's so lovely that you joined me today. And I will be back next week to talk more about playing with the items in your wardrobe. Take care. Bye.